Right before we begin today's video, if you'd like to receive alerts about some of the best credit card offers, just go to this link in the description below to subscribe to my credit card offer alerts. Simply enter your name and email and I'll start sending you those alerts for free. The Citi AAdvantage Executive Card has a new limited time offer to earn 100,000 miles after meeting the spending requirement. I personally have been waiting for this offer to come around for months, and now that it's here, you know what I have to do. Apply for it. But first, I have to do something extremely strange. So strange, in fact, this might be the only video you've seen so far of anybody even doing this on camera. I'm going to call Citibank and ask them to do a credit limit decrease on one of my card accounts. It'll be this card right here, the Advantage Mile Up card. Here's why. I currently have a lot of available credit with Citi. In fact, I have more with Citi than any other issuer. And it's so high that compared to my income, it's got me a bit worried. Worried that I might get denied. And that's because Citi is known to limit the total amount of credit they will give you, like most banks, based on your income, debt levels, and so on and so forth. Not so much the number of cards you have. Moreover, Citi's not known to play very nicely when you ask them to reallocate credit from one existing card to open a new card. So to prevent the hassle of doing the reconsideration line, trying to debate and negotiate, and probably not get my way, I'm going to put myself in a better position now up front and decrease my overall exposure with Citi in the hopes of getting an approval to regain that credit limit, maybe even some more. So the only way to find out is to proceed. All right, 1-888-766-2484.
Welcome to Citi AAdvantage Card. This call may be monitored or recorded. I will connect you with a Citi representative, but first, let me access your information.
Citi Customer Service, this is Rita. Can I have your full name?
Hi, this is Jeffrey Reese.
Thank you so much. And how may I help you?
I'd like to decrease my limit on my card.
I'd be more than happy to assist you with your concern. So currently, you have an available credit of $17,500. What will be the amount that you would like to have or to decrease on your account?
So I'd like to decrease by $10,000, so the remaining would be $7,500.
Okay. Let me complete your request, sir.
Awesome,
And
thank
there you go. I have successfully processed your request. So your new credit line is $7,500.
I also just remember that my Experian credit report is frozen and Citi will likely pull Experian in my area. It can vary, but just to make sure that I don't have any issues with that, let me unfreeze it. All right, now I'm on Experian's site. Let me go ahead and manage my freeze by signing in. My file is currently frozen, so let's unfreeze it. Now the fun can begin. Over on Citi's website, let's find the Advantage Executive Card. There we go, 100,000 miles. Apply now. And they've got the feature that I love. Already a Citi customer, for a pre-filled application, sign on. That'll fill out a bunch of stuff that I already have on file with Citi since I am a customer of theirs. So let's go ahead and do that. Nice. So what Citi already did here and what you would do if you're going from scratch is for the email address, you would type that in on the normal form, then your mobile phone number and your address, that is your home address. So all of those have been pre-filled for me, so I'm good to go there. I'll scroll down. Then we've got social security number or ITIN, so I'll type that in right now. Am I a US citizen? That is yes. Now we have a section for financial information. So this will be total annual income and then monthly mortgage or rent payment. So they basically want to see how much are you spending on perhaps your biggest expense monthly compared to how much money you make, which then tells Citi for the risk assessment how likely you will be able to still have money left over to pay for your credit card bill. So for income, you want to read this here in terms of examples of what you can include. Salary, wages, interest, dividends, rental income, retirement benefits. Also, if you're over the age of 21, you may include income from others that you can reasonably access to pay your bills. Then if any part of your income is exempt from being taxed, you may click this box right here and then put that figure there. Mine is not the case, so I'll leave that unchecked. Now we have membership information. This is important because as you earn miles from spending on your airline or even your hotel card, the miles are not stored on your card. They're sent over to the airline or hotel loyalty program and stored on that account. Therefore, if you ever cancel your card, your miles or points are still safe. So to get those miles or points sent to the right account, you want to make sure that you type in your loyalty number with the airline or hotel with 0 typos. So double and triple check this. If you don't already have a number, that's okay too. Look what Citi even says right here with a little question mark icon. If you don't have an AAdvantage number, you'll receive one upon approval. I'm sure that works just fine. It works the same way with Delta and United and Hilton and all the other cards, but I don't like to trust that type of thing. I'd rather create my AA, United, Alaska, whatever account first, get my number, and put it on the application to ensure that there's 0 room for anything not linking up at the very end. Next section, authorized user. Not my case for right now, so I'll leave that unchecked. Security word, I'm doing that off camera. We then have terms and conditions with a printer-friendly version. What an exciting day it is. You then have your APR, basically your table of your fee and interest rate breakdown of all the stuff here. So obviously you don't want to be carrying a balance, which would then charge you interest, but look over all this stuff so you understand the terms of your card. Once you've gone through all of these terms here, you'll then have your final agreement here that you have read and accept the terms and conditions, which include all the stuff mentioned there. So select that box, and then we have our final step here to agree and submit, which is by far the most dramatic moment of any Watch Me Apply style video. So let's do this. 3, 2, 1, and I agree and submit. What will Citi say? How will I feel about what they say? Let's find out. Well, oh my freaking goodness. This looks good, but it's also not fully done yet. It says almost done. Start a balance transfer or finish your account setup. I don't want a balance transfer, but card details, credit limit, $33,000. That's amazing, especially considering that I just lowered my previous card's limit by 10 grand, so I made up for that plus an additional 23,000. Love that. And I just got a notification on my phone from Aura, which I use to monitor my identity and credit scores and all that stuff here. So they are telling me that Citi Cards, CBNA, checked my credit report through Experian. So now we know that Citi pulled Experian for me in my location here. It may vary based on where you live though. So if they pulled TransUnion or something else, you know, your mileage may vary. I'll also say that it was great to have a live notification come through from Aura about my new hard pull here because they're also the sponsor of today's video and for a great reason. Because you're watching me apply for a new credit card, that means giving away some of my personal information on an application, submitting it, and hoping it all goes in my favor. But here's the thing, whenever you hand over any sensitive info online, you want to make sure that you're doing it in a safe way. In case you missed it, Ticketmaster suffered a data breach in the middle of 2024 that exposed the personal information of 560 million customers, including full names, addresses, partial credit card info, and more. That really hit home for me because I and millions of other people have used and trusted Ticketmaster for years. Unfortunately, data breaches are on the rise, and one of the most notable ones involved national public data. That incident compromised over 2.9 billion records used to perform background checks on people, and it included social security numbers. I bring all this to your attention because we're all really susceptible to having our data leaked online, especially when giving over our name, address, social security number, or even storing our credit cards online. However, I personally feel secure because, as you just saw with that real-time notification, I've been using today's sponsor, Aura, for several years now. Aura monitors your personal data, including your social security number, across billions of data points. And if your identity ever does get stolen, they'll alert you about the threat and back you with up to $5 million of insurance. Additionally, Aura offers a bunch of other features to keep you safe online, including real-time alerts for data breaches, a VPN for secure browsing, data broker opt-out to stop companies from selling your personal information, a password manager to help you create and store strong passwords, and more. So if you'd like to protect yourself while banking online, applying for a new credit card as you're watching me do in today's video, or even simply browsing the web, go to aura.com/MarkReese to get a 2-week free trial. You'll also find the link down below in the description as well. Now back to that application and the final result. And based on almost done with a credit limit being shown, I'm assuming I got approved here. The job ain't done till the job's done. So finish account setup. Boom. Ha, there we go. You're all set. You're approved. Your cards will arrive within 3 business days in a small package via express courier. I was just expecting a white envelope, so this might be a little bit more of a sophisticated package than I thought. Maybe an unboxing video, maybe not, we'll see. Depends on how fancy this package actually is. But regardless of that, I like that it's 3 business days because I'm going on a trip in about 4.5 days here. I thought this would also be a typical 7 to 10 business day deal, but clearly Citi is automatically expediting this for me without me having to call in and request any sort of delivery like that. So I like how they're taking the Amex approach with their gold and platinum cards and just getting it to you as fast as possible with their premium card offering. Go to dashboard. And having scrolled down to the bottom here, my Citi AAdvantage executive is already showing up right here with that credit limit of $33,000, so awesome. I also just got an email about the approval here on my account, and it does not show anywhere where I can add my card to mobile wallet and use it right now. Also, I don't see anywhere to get an instant card number to, again, use it for online transactions or anything like that. So it does not seem like Citi offers the opportunity to get any way to use your card same day, like some other issuers are starting to do so. So I've got to wait for it to come in the mail for the physical card, but again, 3 business days is not that big of a deal. How about we get a little more personal? I'm now going to reveal to you some of my application summary. That way you'll be able to get some data points to see what my situation was before going into the application, and perhaps it'll give you some guidance in terms of how you should feel about going into yours. My credit scores were as follows: Experian at 772, TransUnion at 804, and Equifax at 813. Because Citi pulled Experian for my location, that is the only score that actually mattered because that's what Citi saw. For my inquiries, I had 11 on Experian, 4 on TransUnion, and 1 on Equifax. Again, having pulled Experian, Citi saw that I had 11. Not so great, but obviously it didn't matter because I got that approval anyway. So it just goes to show you that even though Citi's kind of known to be sensitive to inquiries, as many people say, in my case, historically, in many years past, and even right now in 2025, it really hasn't been the case. Although the majority of those inquiries were not in the super recent history, as you can kind of see here with my newly opened accounts. I only had 3 newly opened accounts on my credit report in the past 6 months. In the past 12, it was actually still the same, only 3. And in the past 24 months, I had 5 newly opened accounts. And I also had at least 1 or 2 denials in the past 3 to 6 months too. So maybe I had 4 or 5 inquiries total, 3 of which resulted in newly opened accounts. Then for my average age of credit history, my FICO 8 scoring model showed that I had 6 years and 6 months. Whereas the Vantage Score 3.0 model showed me at 5 years, 3 months. And as for my pre-existing relationship with Citi, I used to have some banking accounts, both checking and savings on the personal side, but I actually closed those several months back. So right now, all I had with Citi before applying for the AAdvantage Executive was the following: 7 personal cards. Now you can see why I decided to do that credit limit decrease in the beginning, because all those cards together, it's quite a bit of credit. 1 business credit card, and as mentioned, 0 personal checking and 0 personal business checking. For these super curious minds out there, if you're wondering which Citi cards I already had opened, here they are. On the personal front, I had the Citi Double Cash, 2 custom cash cards, 1 Citi Strata Premier card, the Citi Rewards Plus, which has actually been discontinued to new applicants, is now being replaced by the new Citi Strata card. Then I've got the American Airlines AAdvantage Mile Up card, which was the one that I decreased my limit on since that was my largest limit with Citi. And finally, the Citi Costco Anywhere card. Then on the business front, I have the Citi AAdvantage Business World Elite MasterCard. And soon enough, I have my 8th personal card or 9th overall card with Citi that are now actively opened accounts, which will likely mean more reviews and comparisons coming your way. That's a wrap for today's application experience. Hopefully it was insightful for you to see the application itself and my data points here at the end. Before you go though, check out the links down below in the description area to earn some more cash back whenever you shop online through Rakuten, or if you want to switch your reward preference from cashback to Amex points, you can certainly do so. You'll also find a link to get your 2-week free trial with Aura and protect yourself online, and another to sign up for my newsletter where I send you credit card offer alerts. That way you know when big bonuses are available available and when they're about to end. That's totally free, by the way, along with some other great goodies down there as well, like some bank bonuses and high APY for savings too. Thank you all for joining me in today's video. I look forward to seeing you all in the next one.